Guys, welcome back to the live stream here. I guess I'm gonna do a special live stream tonight. Still gonna go live on Wednesday, but we're gonna wait a little bit for a few people to pop in here. Hey Scott, glad to see you're here. So far, but all I'm gonna be doing today is going through my extremely full tackle backpack here and sorting through it, see what I got, see what I might need to add to it, all that kind of stuff. But I'm gonna give it a little bit here and all right, we got one viewer. Awesome. So hey, it's Lori. Hi Lori. So we're gonna start this live stream off by playing a really fun song here in the background called Big Fish equals Big Fun. And this song was actually written for my YouTube channel. So I can't get copyrighted for playing it. Started off fun.
It's a fine day to catch a feel if you're a fisherman and you're feeling blue. Take it from me when I tell you, son.
I've got this thing stocked full of stuff. I don't exactly remember all what's in it, but
wow, that was fun. Big fish equals big fun.
So, Jimmy, a retired rambler, wrote this for me.
You gotta fish, you gotta fish.
Is this your intro music? This is one of like the 5 songs that I have. When I make fishing content, I'll use this video and this music.
Wow.
Some folks like to fish for food.
Alright guys, so I caught this bass right here. I want to fish for fun.
Big fish equals big. You catch a fish, you give him something he never will forget. When the look in his eyes says, wow, that was fun. Big fish equals big fun.
I'll just start this over real quick, and then we'll get into doing it. Alright, let's go back. Let's start the whole video over. There's me.
It's a fine day to catch a feel if you're a fisherman and you're feeling blue. Take it from me when I tell you, son, big fish equals big fun. You take a kid and you catch a fish, you give him something he never will forget. When the look in his eyes says, wow, that was fun. Big fish equals big fun.
You gotta fish, you gotta fish.
I love this life and I know it for sure. Fish equals big fun. You take a kid and you catch a fish.
This whole music video is on my channel. I dropped him.
That was fun. Big fish equals big fun.
Thank you, Lori. I appreciate that.
Wow.
There's my big bass I caught the Monroe Reservoir that the replica's being made of.
Some folks like to fish for food.
Alright guys, so I caught this bass right here. I wasn't expecting to, but I didn't get it on video.
Big fish equals big fun. You take a kid and you catch a fish. You give him something he never will forget. When the look in his eyes says, wow, that was fun. Big fish equals big fun. Fish for fun. Big fish equals big fun. You take a kid and you catch a fish. You give him something he never
Bart. Backflip.
So that is a music video on my YouTube channel. Let me
Shot My Buck is brought to you by Rub It Rap.
yeah, we're gonna
Get
shut
your
this
funny
off
nutty
now.
songs at
There we
Rub
go.
It Rap.
Alright. So the whole purpose of this live stream is because I've got my tackle backpack over here. And I go Gemini, stop. Alright, there. And we're gonna go through my tackle backpack here and see what all I've got in here. I'll show off all the baits I've got and everything like that. And I really need to go through it and get ready for spring. I don't really remember exactly what I have in here, but just had some things I needed to do to get ready for spring, and I figured I'd bring you guys along. So this is a tackle backpack that I can't exactly remember the brand, but I do have a, this thing's heavy. I do have a review on my channel of this. And yeah, Lori, thank you for the $20 super chat. I greatly appreciate it. But $70, it's got tackle trays in here and all kinds of stuff. We're just gonna start at the top here. I've got some fishing scissors right here that I bought on Amazon for like $8. It's got a sharpening cover, and it can actually clip to my backpack. Out here in the front pouch, I've also got a Guggen Squad clickbait chatterbait right here. It's a 1/2 ounce. This could be a 2-hour live stream. I really don't know how long it's gonna be. So, but Guggen Squad is one of my favorite fishing brands because it was started by YouTubers, and I've caught 3 out of my 4 biggest bass on here. So this is what the clickbait looks like. It's just a chatterbait. You run it through the water. This is gonna kick water and vibrate. And I actually have a review where I test this in the bathtub on my channel. So that's the first thing here. I don't know if I'm going to show myself reorganizing all this stuff, but I might. Like I just said, I don't know how long this this live stream is going to be. But on the bottom pouch here, I've got some Ozark Trails 35-piece worm weight assortments. This is tape shut, so I'm not going to open it. So slip sinkers for your Texas rigs when you Texas rig a worm. And then I've got some other ones here by Eagle Claw, same exact thing down here. This is the X-Strike, X-Strike tackle bag from Amazon if you want to know. Up here on top is actually a sunglasses holder, and I do carry a pair of sunglasses on me, but my sunglasses, because I have to wear over the glasses, sunglasses don't fit in here. Hey, CL. I'm glad you can make it, but like I said, on top here, we've got a sunglasses holder that isn't holding any sunglasses because they are too small. But what I have in here are some random swim baits and weighted bobbers. I like using these weighted bobbers. On the bottom like this, they have some lead here, and they help you cast the line out further because it's putting weight on the line. So when you cast, it's going to add more weight, which will help you cast out farther. Unlike this one right here, which I need to throw away. These are foam bobbers, and this one is unweighted, so the wind could catch it, anything like that. And yeah, I'm throwing this one away because it is super dented. Looks like also in here, I have a little spoon style blade bait for trout or bass. So I put a lot of different lures in here that are just random. And then I have this bluegill swim bait right here. And I believe this is a storm bait right here. And then I have this Guggen Squad guppy bait, which you actually run the line through the nose. And I have yet to fish with it because I didn't realize that when I first got it. That how you have to rig it. Eventually I'll learn. And then I've got this little tiny weighted bobber right here. So that's what's in here. I'm going to leave those in here. As we get into the top of this one right here, this top pouch is actually a cooler. You could actually put drinks in here if you want to. I've got all kinds of baits in here, like my Jehozy swim baits that you can buy a 100-pack of, and I've actually caught bass on these right here. These little blue swim baits. They've got yellow, chartreuse colors like that, chartreuse, things like that, and I put them on a jig head like this right here, which I'm about ready to do a review on this whole set at some point, but you put it on like a round jig head like this, because this is a 40-piece kit right here that you can get on eBay for less than $20, because it's cheaper than going to Amazon and paying $23 for this. So it's a little thing of different size weighted jig heads that I've yet to do a review on. But we get in here, I've got a bluegill. This video is Allie approved. I hope Allie shows up. I don't know. She might be fishing right now. I actually got this, May 98 got this for me at the 2025 Indiana Fishing Expo. And that's actually coming up at the end of January. But it's a little hard plastic swim bait that looks like a bluegill. And it's jointed, so it's going to kick in the water. And, yeah, I have yet to use this, but I can't wait to use this. I'm probably going to be showing off a lot of these baits and then organizing them after the live stream. Because I've got a lot of stuff, and I kind of want to see... Don't get caught, thank you. I want to see what I have in here and what I need to add or take away. Great. You should shop around for good deals. Oh, good. Yeah, great that I'm the deal finder. All right. So, if you guys have an Ollie's around you, I suggest if you want to find cheap fishing gear, like name brand stuff, like I'm about ready to show you, I'd go check it out. They've got fishing poles and baits. But the one thing they have, and I have yet to open this, is a company called Net Baits. And this is a 20-pack of finesse worms in red bug color. And it was $1.99 a pack. Where else other than Temu are you going to find a 20-pack of soft plastic worms for $1.99? They always have great deals there at Ollie's. So I have some of these. You can Texas rig them. I've just got so much stuff I've yet to use them, but I will eventually. Another thing is some of these Super Twitch Gray Ghost. They're called flukes. And I've got to learn more about fluke fishing to actually know how to rig these and use them, but I do carry them on me. They've got a little split tail right here. Just another thing. This is a 9-count. Again, $1.99 at Ollie's. That's... Okay. Oh, that was weird. Kind of glitched out. So, but either way, we're good. So yeah, a fluke. Another bass fishing lure that I keep on me. Then we have some of my favorite stuff right here. The best of the crappie magnet fishing kit. I've got videos from last year where I've caught fish on this kit right here, and there are all kinds of split tail grubs and all kinds of stuff. This is a split tail grubs. They've got little split tails and slip bobbers and little jig heads that come with them that you can use. I always keep a kit of some crappie magnets, because not only can you catch crappies on these things, you can also catch bass and bluegill and stuff like that. So I keep that. You guys will see a theme like that. I like little kits. I've got a stringer. So if I ever catch a fish and I want to keep it, stab this through the mouth of the fish. You tie it off, put it in the water, and then you can keep your fish. And I'm going to tie this string back around it. Oh, never mind. That's an elastic band that actually broke. Okay, then. Well, I have a stringer. What else do we got? I've I've got this little kit of inline spinners right here. A little kit of inline spinners if I want an inline spinner fish. They look like this right here. Little inline spinners, perfect for creeks, for bass and bluegill and things like that. I've yet to catch a fish on one, but I do have quite a few of them. And I don't remember. This was the Pond Pack Assorted 1/4 ounce, made in Mexico. So all these are 1/4 ounce right here, and I must have got Pond Magic, which means I bought this kit at Walmart of these inline spinners. We've got some Strike King, Micro King, and Blue and Black. If you guys know me, I love blue and black lures I've caught. A matter of fact, all 4 of my big bass that I've caught were on blue and black lures just like this one. The one that you guys saw in the intro where I was wearing this shirt, I caught on this exact lure right here, blue and black spinner bait. And I like Strike King lures, so I have a bunch of those. I've got a Z-Man chatterbait. I caught my first chatterbait fish on video last year down at the creek. It was blue and black also. So just like the Googan Squad clickbait right here, it's got that little blade that'll kick out in front and create vibration and noise in the water. And it's good for bass. So yeah, we're organizing everything. Another Strike King. This is the Mini King. So the Micro King is a 1/16 ounce spinner bait. And it's just got one Colorado style blade on it, which the Colorado style blade, the circular blade, it's gonna move slower in the water, not create as much flash or disturbance. But this one, and it's called the Bleeding Bait because it's got a red hook and some red like skirt to it and a red hook, and it's got a willow and a Colorado blade, so it's gonna disperse water differently, create more flash, things like that in the water. At one point last year, I went on StrikeKing.com and I ordered like $80 worth of Strike King lures because I was having so much luck with them. So I've even got like a whole bunch more over here that I need to just make a box for this stuff right here. So what more stuff we got in here? This one is all smashed up. This is a net bait, again from Ollie's, right? $1.99. Frosty Pumpkin Tubes. So tubes for bass fishing. Again, yet to use these, but hope to this year. We got some more. We got a Strike King Hack Attack jig. And this color is, looks like green pumpkin. But it doesn't say. And it looks like a football head jig right here, so it's gonna hit stumps and different and not get caught up as bad. 3/8 ounce. That's what that is right there. And I'm trying to read the back of it, but okay. So we got a nice jig there. We got a Bitsy Bug mini jig. So it's a smaller jig, most likely for bass or crappie and things like that. A smaller jig right here. That is stagless and weedless. So yeah, so these are weedless. So they have this little brush on here that's going to help deflect the hook from all kinds of what lakes do you fish? So I live in Lawrence County, Indiana, so lakes like Spring Mill Lake, I go to Shakamak State Park, and I fish the 3 lakes there, Lake Kickapoo, Lake Shakamak, and Lake Lapine there in Jasonville, Indiana. I've been to Patoka Lake. I do a lot of creek fishing. I live right by Salt Creek. I literally walk down the hill and Salt Creek's right there, so when it's up, I can bass fish right there. Or I go to the Monroe Reservoir. This year I want to go to Williams Dam. It's about 9 miles away from here. I've yet to catch a fish there. I would like to. So we're going to keep on going here. Then I've got another mic. See, I went and bought all these colors of these Strike King Mini Kings. This one is the... It does not say, but it's like a red color, so probably like a crawl color. What do you do if you hook a bird? That question threw me for a loop. I've never thought about it because I've never done it. May 98 actually snagged a turtle, and if we just cut it off. I don't want to fight no turtles, but nice. There's not many lakes like that around me, but there are Blue Mesa Reservoir and Taylor Reservoir. You don't happen... What state do you live in? Lake trout. Now, Spring Mill State Park in Mitchell, Indiana, which is about 15 minutes away from me, they stock trout every year. I've yet to catch one, but they do stock trout every year. So as we keep on going, because I've got a lot of baits here, this is also from Ollie's. This is the original Zoom Trick Worm. Okay, I'm going to pull this out and show this to you guys. I've got so much stuff that... And I'm bad about this because I'll buy a bunch of stuff. But I tend to go back to the old faithfuls, if you know what I mean. When I'm catching... You live in Colorado. That's pretty cool. The Trick Worm. That thing's pretty long. It's a... This is black. I like doing dark colors like that. And a lot of times I'll forget I even have half of what I have because I go back. Hi, Mike. How are you doing, buddy? Well, we're talking about all the lures I have. I got the Zoom Original Trick Worm. I'm organizing my my tackle. Here, let me show you. I'm organizing my my tackle, and this is all I've gone through right here in my big old tackle backpack. So we're organizing my tackle. Good, he says. I got the Zoom, like I said, I tend to use the same baits over and over and over again. I got a tackle box, tackle backpack, and I got 3 other tackle boxes full of stuff. Thank you for sharing. For some reason, it seems like a big secret with fishermen what they're using to catch fish. You know, I might not teach people a lot of stuff, but I'm not afraid to show what I use. And all of these I got on clearance at Ollie's. This was $3.99 at Ollie's. Where can you get a whole package of a, how many count does it even say? A 20 count of Zoom Trick Worms for, you know, $4. You really can't beat it. So, it's time. Let's see. So this is a thing of Hagramites. How do you say it? Haglamites. Right here. I bought these on eBay because someone said the Hagramite fishing was really, really good. Hey, thank you for the $4.99 super chat, guys. This is awesome. You guys are so nice. And this is really, like, I got stuff all over my hands, so I'm going to put these up. But these, I got these because someone said, yeah, you need to try some Hagramite fishing, and that's the big thing in bass fishing now, and I got them, and I've yet to use them, but I bought them on eBay, and now I've got slippery fingers because these things are coated in something. Yay. Alright, so I've got those. And then I've got them in hot pink too. AnglersAporium.com. That's the website you guys can get these things on, but there's scent all over these. And to be honest, if it's going to get all over my inside of my tackle backpack, I may have to put those in another Ziploc baggie. These are kind of cool. I'll show these off to you guys here in a second. I gotta find all of them though, because I've got quite a few bags of them. What is this? Oh, okay, some more NetBait Super Twitch. These are trash color. Right here, some more Bass Flukes. Again, I got for $1.99 at Ollie's. One day I went on an Ollie's shopping spree. And I was like, what bait do you throw in the weather we've been in this weather? I'm getting ready for spring, man. So, but from what I've heard from the guys that on the Bassmasters, you know, and things like that, right now you want to do like flat-walled crankbaits and run them slow. And 8 watching, everybody gives a quick thumbs up. Thank you, Scott. Appreciate it. You want to like throw crankbaits. I normally don't start fishing until about March or April, so that's what I say. Okay. All right. So, yeah, I've got the Haggler mites right here, and I'm gonna throw them in a black and pink color right here. I have some mini, so I bought these. I bought a 10-pack of these for like $20, and someone makes them. And what they are is I wanted some lizards to fish with, but I didn't know they were so small. And these are little mini lizards. And I don't know how much I paid for them. Man, I wish I had ice. A couple more weeks, we'll be set up. I'm not an ice fisherman. To be honest, being out on the ice scares me. As a volunteer fireman, I've heard stories of kids falling through the ice, just ice skating, things like that. So yeah, these have some gray on the bottom, these little lizards. And then I've got some blue ones over here. As you guys know, the colors I like, my favorite colors, are blue and black. So I've got some blue mini lizards here. And I want to pick up some Zoom lizards for the first of the year, some full-size Zoom lizards. Right here, but here's the little rubber lizard, and I'd Texas rig this on a tiny little hook and swim them through the water and hopefully catch some big old bass on them. But I bought a 10-pack of these, and I think May 98 has the pink and purple colors and all kinds that I got from this. What fish do you target? I like bass fishing a lot, but I catch anything that bites the lure. My biggest bass is 19.5 inches long and 5.5 pounds. And then I've got a replica coming because my Uncle John is a taxidermist, and he mounted my 3.5 pound bass. What is your best rod? All right, so I can show this off now. All right, I'll show off what is my best rod. I'll show off my 2 best rods here. Okay. 2 best rods. My favorite rods in the whole wide world. Okay. I've got a Guggen Squad Finesse 7-foot medium action fishing rod with a Abu Garcia size 30. It is a Vengeance Tactical spinning rod right here, and I'm not putting it all together because it's very long. And it says, a homing pigeon is right. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, so the sunfished one. So here's what I've been doing. A lot of the fishing pictures I have from 2019, okay, like, I hope this is the picture. Okay, that's not it. Where's my other ones? Okay. Like, this picture right here. Super, super, super blurry. Okay, and the quality's not that good. Like, the picture is just, the coloring's bad, all that kind of stuff. So I've been using ChatGPT to help enhance my photos. All I'm asking it to do is clean up the photo. I ask it to clean up the photo, fix a fishing rod. Like, if you guys notice in this picture right here, that fishing pole is actually split in half. When I went to pull up on like this to get the picture, it came in half. So I had ChatGPT fix that, or clean up the picture that's not so blurry, because there's certain pictures I have that I've had to crop out of old YouTube videos, so it's really grainy, like that sunfish. And a lot of people on Facebook had commented, hey, that's, that why AI? And I'm like, I'm not changing the photo. I'm just doing what everybody else does with photo. I'm using it to pretty much go through and edit the picture. That way I have better copies. I'm going to reprint these off and things like that. So, yeah, this is my favorite fishing pole right here. It's kind of neat. I wouldn't trust this, but on the side here, it's actually got a... I just started watching your videos. I want to know, what's your best lures? My best lures? We'll get to that here in a second because I've got some in here. My go-to... Googan Squad poles right here. This is their finesse rod. It's normally like $100 and something, and I got it for $89 on sale last year. And this was my go-to. Now, personally, I like, this is a 7-foot rod. Personally, I like a 6-foot rod. The pole that I caught my best bass ever was this. They don't make this anymore. Was Googan Squad's first ever made fishing pole, and they had a thing with favorite fishing. This is a fiberglass 6'6" medium action. I like a medium action fishing pole. But those are my two go-to fish. And I have like 13 fishing poles. I've got everything from a Zebco 202 cheap Walmart one or Ozark Trails Wayfarer to these nice poles right here. I've even got a brand new Lew's fishing pole out there. I've got a ugly stick that I bought that I just haven't used yet because I keep going to these. And, you know, anything blue and black is my favorite go-to lure. I've had the best luck with those colors. So, for curly tail grubs. Okay, little curly tail grubs. I love grubs. I love jig head fishing. You guys will hear me talk about that all the time. Little jig head fishing, like this right here, a jig head. This is a painted jig head. Sometimes I prefer a unpainted jig head, which is what my go-to is, but like little curly tails like this, crappie, bass, things like this. These are the Arky brand from Walmart. They just have a huge assortment of different colors. And so I always carry one of these in my... For me, ugly stick is too flimsy. I've only ever bought one, and the only reason why I bought it is because it was on sale at Ollie's in a different town, and I said, you know what? I've always wanted one ever since, and so I bought one. Alright, we've got some... So these paddle tail grubs right here are Dove Sun paddle tail grubs. In 2024, I caught 90% of my bass on these little paddle tail grubs right here. And I jigged them just like this. Okay. On a jig head with a little swim bait here. I've got videos of it. Proof is in the videos. They look like this. And I've had this kit for about 2 years. These little 2 centimeters. This is by Dove Sun. But then I went on Temu and found the same exact thing from the fishing factory and bought 9 packages of these for $30 at one point when I was doing all my Temu reviews. And so I have a bunch of these because I've caught a lot of fish on there. My OG go-to. I will never have a tackle box without some Yum Dinger Swimming Dinger paddle tails. I've caught so many bass on these. I Texas rigged them. The white pearl ones right here. These are a 6-pack of the Yum 5. So they're 5-inch ones, and me and Mamie 98 caught a whole bunch of fish on these over the last couple of years. Now, like I said, blue and black's my go-to. Oh yeah, you guys like my fishing shirt I got on Amazon? Look, it's got my channel name on it. It says DG Outdoors Channel. But I also have the Yum Swimming Dinger in blue and black. Same exact thing, paddle tail. I've got a ton of pickerel with those white paddle tails. Oh yeah, the Yum Flukes. I got some Flukes right here, not Yum, but I like Yum. I have a Yum hat. This one says Strike King on it. And then when we went to Patoka Lake last year, I happened to... Oh, I've got more jig heads. I'm always going to carry big jig heads on me. These are the assortments from Walmart. This is from Eagle Claw. But they got just all different sizes and all different colors of jig heads. When we went to Patoka Lake last year, I got real big into these storm baits. I wanted some swim baits that were realistic, and I bought a whole bunch of different ones of these, and I snagged a lot of them. But I caught crappie and all kinds of stuff. Berkley. I've got Berkley stuff coming. That's what my fiance bought me for Christmas. She bought me the Haul, Haul, of Fame tackle kit. It's got a spinner bait. It's got a crankbait. It's got some Berkley soft plastics. But a lot of times, I don't care to throw like Ozark Trail stuff. I don't care to throw stuff that. Oh, here is a Strike King Bitsy jig in blue and black with a Jehozy swim bait trailer on there. I need to put that in the thing. I've got another Strike King Micro King in white. And then here's some of those Dove Sun paddle tails that need to go back into the package. The Fishing Factory package, which is right here. So, got one of those with the crawfish on it. Oh, that's pretty cool, dude. That's awesome. So, that's what we've got inside the lunchbox portion of this tackle backpack. I really like this Extract tackle backpack. Blue and black. Where is it? Right here. So I'm putting this. Actually, I ripped that one off. I'm just going to throw it away. So it's going to go right here with that bobber that I have there. Okay, so here's everything. So now I get to organize. I've got the original Storm. It's Swim Shad Golden Mullet. I don't know. I went to the lake. I had a bunch of money to blow, so I was like, I'm going to get some fishing tackle while I'm here. And when I went to Patoka Lake and I was at the children's pond on Patoka Lake, I think you have more lures than I have craft supplies. I've got 3 more tackle boxes full of stuff. And here's the thing, too. I may be putting a giveaway together for somebody on this channel. When I go through all my stuff, I'll compile a bunch of stuff and do a giveaway and send it out to you guys. But you can never have too many fishing lures, because sometimes I may be like, well, I only want to use this kind or that kind, and you know. Oh, I wanted a bait bait. Good Lord, I cannot talk. But this is the 6th Sense Slide blade bait. You're good. Someone says, yeah. It never expires. It never does. I mean, sometimes your soft plastics are going to decolor and you got to get rid of them. Things like that or whatever. They stick together. They melt. But hey. This is a 2.5 inch intense vibrating action. And it's in bluegill color. Right? Yep, bluegill. So this is going to be good like when everything's real grassy. You can rip it through the grass and all that kind of stuff like that. Yeah, that is pretty. And this was not cheap. I don't remember how much I paid for it at Bass Pro. One time when I was trying to cast out my jig, it ripped off. Always got to flip the bail first. Yeah, dude. You do. You really do. I save them and microwave them and sell the molds online. Hey, Data Monkey, I wouldn't mind testing out some more lures, even though I got plenty here. I'm always down for it. So now we're going to organize everything and then keep going through the other lures I have in here. So these have to go on the sides right here because I don't want them to spill everywhere. Okay. Some more jigs going on the other side here. And I don't want to fit any more in here unless I absolutely have to. The other little jigs that I have, I'll just show them off. I'll throw them in here, why not? Because I don't think you can have too many of these. some more Strike King stuff. I'm thinking about it. I've got the 3/16. I like using a mouse jig for big bass. I do have some topwater stuff, just not in here. This is the Bleeding Spinnerbait 3/16 ounce in white and red. It's got that red hook. That'll be going in here. I guess the same exact thing. I didn't realize I ordered 2 of them, but I got 2 of them. Here is the in gold 2. And I'm not much of a topwater guy. And then I've got these ones right here. So like I said, at one point in my life, I went on Strike King because I was having so much luck on Strike King spinnerbaits that I just went ham and bought a whole bunch of these different lures that they had. So, and I just keep everything packed in here and good to go. So yeah, now this thing is definitely going to be full. Alright. Now fit everything back in here like I had it before. That'll be good too. This thing's going to be full. So, and of course, I have a bunch of stuff I need to throw back in here before I put a bunch of stuff on top of each other. So, I actually have a Shallow Ponds Topwaters key here, that makes sense. I have a fish measure by Papa Zoo. This was only $12. And the 16-inch bass that I caught while wearing the shirt in the picture was, I actually joined an online bass fishing tournament, and I was the first entry, and I learned I don't like fishing tournaments. I want to go out and fish and just be able to fish. I don't want to have to worry about, oh, the next time I go, I've got to catch a bigger fish, or that. I don't like that pressure. I don't like feeling that pressure because I just want to enjoy fishing. If I catch a really nice bass, hey, that's cool with me. If I don't, then okay. But I did do the it was like Shane Flint Outdoors thing, and then I caught some really nice fish, and I had that one entry on that, and then it was just like I just didn't really care for it very much. I'm going to put these somewhere else. So, put all these in here. I won't run out of spinnerbaits for a while. Tell you that. Did you nail any whitetail this season? My season goes through January 4th. I injured a doe and couldn't find her. I've only shot 1 deer. I shot my first deer in 2023. I didn't do much squirrel hunting this year. I did get 2 squirrels this year. I got a groundhog back in April. Or not April, August or something like that. That was good. Most of my videos are on my channel if you guys want to see that. So yeah. So we are going to put these kind of soft plastics right here in the front pouch. So now we're moving on to the very front pouch here of the tackle backpack right here. Very front pouch. What's underneath here? So what I have in here are some Berkley Power Bait 13 count power worms in what color we got? Purple. It doesn't exactly tell me what color. And then I've got some of these, the Goat watermelon red soft plastics there. Then in the back here I've got, this is where I keep most of my soft plastics. I love grubs, so we've got some Callan's 2-inch triple tickle grubs and chartreuse. Okay. And you guys will learn I love paddle tail grubs, so I love crappie magnets, so I have a bunch of these too. I've got the Tiny Dancer right here. Tiny Dancer paddle tails by Crappie Magnet. I've got some of these split tail ones in Purple Haze by Crappie Magnet. I've got some of these. Ooh, what was that? Oh, it's a rubber band. Okay, the rubber band broke. Alright. I've got some more paddle tails by Crappie Magnet in mermaid color. I've been watching your pistol videos. I like how you realistically criticize and say where you need to improve. You're a well-adjusted person. You're welcome. I'm new to it, man. I actually got a target review to do, and I've got some bunch of ammo I bought, like this Sierra stuff right here. I've got to test out 115 grain. I'm trying to learn all that stuff. I just got to get there. So thank you for that comment. You know, I realistically criticize myself, and I'm not trying to be somebody that I'm not. If I don't know, I don't know. And I take your guys' criticism to heart. Like, a lot of it's constructive criticism. But yeah. This one right here is Sho'nuff in chartreuse color. I've got white and chartreuse. I've got black. This might be shad. Double ugly Tiny Dancer. It's like gray and black stuff. And then some more. I've had more luck on black and chartreuse, whether it's bluegill or bass, with these right here. And I have a lot of crappie magnet stuff. I don't even know where the rest of my stuff is. As a matter of fact, I'm looking at a bag over there that might have a lot of stuff in it, so that I have. So let's put all these soft plastics here in the front, because I want this to be a soft plastics spot here in the front there. Fold up and hold all my soft plastics. Okay, even these little lizards and stuff. Okay. Zip this up on the sides here. Alright, so most of my soft plastics are in the front now. In this front pouch right here. Mike's giving me the thumbs up. Thanks, buddy. So, let's go to this side right here. What do we got? Okay. We've got Googan Squad. Alright? Yeah, Googan Baits. Googan Bait Zingers. I've yet to catch fish on this. This one is sexy shad color. Right here, my go-tos. We've got the Googan Squad Bumper in white and chartreuse. This is what I caught that 3-pound bass on, but I caught it on blue and black. The mount's got a white one on it. Okay, but it's got these gold and white Colorado blades. This is... I love this thing. Hi, Pearlman. I don't know where you're at in here, but thanks to escaping the suburbs, I know you're here. Right there. Then we've got the Bumper in Sunrise Crawl color. Right here, Sunrise Crawl color. I keep a lot of these on. This is my go-to. Like, I have the other tackle boxes, which has a bunch of different stuff to it, but if I'm going to go somewhere, I'm grabbing this thing. It's actually got a fishing pole holder on it. I've got a full review on this thing. We catch stripers on those. That's awesome. That's awesome. So, on the very bottom here, what do we got? Here on the very bottom. Oh! Oh, okay. Never mind. What? So, I must have bought 3 of these things and didn't realize I was carrying one on me. Look. Yeah, I have 3 of these suckers. And didn't realize I was carrying 3. Is that the same? No, that's a different kit. I don't even know where. Maybe I got this one from Temu and got the... Look how big these jig heads are, dude. And maybe that's why I ordered these from Temu and didn't realize what I was ordering. But look how big that is. That thing's huge. That'll work. These are what I like to use, the 8-ounce ones. Is Temu worth it for tackle? On the cheap end, yes. If you don't, a lot of them are the same exact ones you can buy on Amazon. I have a whole tackle box. I've got reviews of. So, if you guys go back in my channel, and I'm gonna start doing these again. I do tackle reviews where I will take a bait and I will go fill up my bathtub, and I've got a Doc Demon fishing pole over there, and I run the bait through and test the action on it. I do Temu, Amazon, eBay baits. I don't care. I've got plenty of those. I'm going to start them back up here pretty soon. But I didn't realize that I had these in here, which is okay. I'll use them. But man, are those big. Big jig heads. I love jig heads. But I do have these 2/0 5-pack, and I must have got these in a Guggen Squad thing, of these Green Series Kraken wide gap hooks, so worm hooks for fishing. So I won't run out of those little hooks. I guess I need to get a panfish assortment hooks in here too, but on the other side here, we've got the Terminal Tackle Kit that I just did a review on, with all kinds of bass hooks and beads and bobber stoppers and weights. The things you need. And I've got all kinds of bobbers. If I had a go-to bobber, a wooden bobber just like this. Clips on your line, super easy. Wooden bobber. I have a bunch of these slip bobbers, these cheapo foam ones. I just got them, so I don't even know. But I have them in here. I got a pink little bobber that was Carissa's, and yeah. So there's bobbers in there with my terminal thing with bass hooks. And we ain't even done yet. I've got 4 tackle trays to go through. We've been on almost an hour. So if y'all are staying with me, that's awesome. Okay. Alright. Down here in the bottom, we've got, you guys haven't noticed a theme here. We've got a Guggen Squad digital bass scale, right, with the lip gripper on it. It's got the old lip gripper on it. I learned a lot in the comments of that video. Well, that's awesome. And yeah, so there was a lot of things that someone taught me, and I'm learning just like anybody else. But you turn it on, it'll tell you how much your fish weighs and all that stuff. So how many pounds? Pull down here, it'll tell you pounds and all that kind of stuff. The scale I used to have was one that you just slip through the gills of the fish, and when I caught that big bass again, the replica that I got, I didn't want to hurt the fish. I didn't know how to really use it, and it was a cheap $5 scale, so I got rid of it, and I went and bought this thing. That was my emails and stuff. So, yep, that was my email. So I've got a really nice fishing scale. What else we got in here? Mini bumper spinner bait, but I don't realize why that is in a color like that. And it's blue and black. Oh, you know why? No. I must have opened this for the review and then put it back in here, and it had the back of the box is like a little aluminum thing that covered it. I was like, man, did I get a mystery color I didn't know about? I am stepping away for dinner, but I'm going to leave you on. I want you to get your watch hours. Well, thank you, ma'am. I appreciate it. Hey, it's been fun. I've still got tons of stuff to go through. So this is fun. Got another bumper there in blue and black. And then I've got one in Flaming Hot. I went on Guggen Squad and bought all their Craw Flaming Hot colors. So I have a whole tackle box with all that different stuff in there. But here's that one. So my favorite one that I caught a bass on, of course, I'm going to have a bunch of colors of them. Down in here, though, we've got just some really cheap $1 spinner baits from Walmart. And if you don't know, Strike King makes these $1 spinner baits from Walmart. As a promotion, I have a whole video about that. Daniel, you are a wealth of knowledge. Impressive. Thank you. I appreciate it, Lori. I appreciate it. Sometimes I don't feel like it. I got one in this purple and gold color. I don't even know. I got so many lures, dude, that I'm not going to run out for a while. Do I got any more down here? Yep. Got some more down in here. If it's caught on something, I don't like this. It's caught on a net. Uh-oh. I don't like that. Oh, I think we're out. Uh-oh. What are we caught on here? Yeah, that's the bad thing about mesh down in here. Uh-oh. We're caught. I don't think I'm caught on a hook. I might be caught on a hook. Alright, well those are caught and I can't get them out of there. But they're more $1 spinner baits. But this, it went great with the video, Scott, with Escaping the Suburbs posted today. I will check that out right after this. You know what I was afraid of? I was like, oh no, I've only got 2 hours to do my live. It's Monday, not Wednesday. I was going to cut this thing off at 2 hours because I knew Scott would have a live stream. I'm still going live on Wednesday. A matter of fact, American Defender will be on with me again. So Jimmy from American Defender. And we're not going to talk about firearms. He loves to fish as much as I do. So we're going to talk about everything fishing. Another video idea I have, and this is going to have to be a video, and I don't know how long it's going to be. Last year, Bassmaster Magazine had the top 100 best bass lakes of 2025. And I'm going to go through and I'm going to read each section on what lake that they said was the best bass fishing lakes of 2025. Yeah, it's been hard to keep track of the days. But that's going to be a video here. I've bought a bass fishing book from In Fisherman, all about bass fishing, and so I'm going to start doing things where I read sections of the book and try to learn and teach you guys about bass fishing through reading things. I like YouTube, I like videos, things like that, but it's just not the same as having a hard copy of things. So what do I have on this side? Okay, I've already went through that one. I went through this one. So it looks like, oh, I've got a little drink holder down here, if you guys can see that. But I just shoved my my scale on there, or my thing. So this backpack does get kind of heavy when you're carrying it. But in here I keep my scale right here. Alright, down in there. As you guys can tell, I'm a huge Guggen Squad fan. Does your wife fish and hunt with you? So yes, she loves to fish. She'd rather fish than hunt. She's been on a couple squirrel hunts with me, a deer hunt with me. Most of the time she's the camera woman, but she slayed some big bass with me. But most of the time she'd rather just lay out on a towel and suntan, but she'll buy her fishing license and go. She'd rather fish than hunt. Haha. I'm trying to get better. Yeah. Alright, we're not done. Whoa, I've got as many likes as I do people watching. That's pretty cool. Thank you guys for the $24.98. That is awesome. Lori, I started to watch your video, but closed captioning was getting ready, so I waited longer. Yeah, I started watching Lori's video too. But what this tackle backpack has, hi. How you want to say hi to people? You can just say hi.
Hi.
It actually comes with 4 3700 series little storage containers. Okay? So, let's see. Bass fishing trail news, cooking, and bait tips. Yes, sir. I'm going to do a fish cooking video here in the next couple of days, cooking with DG and Mamie, where we make Mike's Mary Poppins magic carpet. As my dad says, if you go fishing with me and you don't have something, I probably have it. And if I don't have it, I'm going to get it. I've got 3 tackle boxes full in the shed. One's got all Guggen Squad stuff in it because I bought a new tackle box. And last year when I caught that big bass, or this spring I caught that big bass, I just used Guggen Squad stuff. I love it. All right. And I've actually got fishing lures stuck in my finger before. Not fun. Carissa one time got a treble hook stuck in her thumb. Cost her $700 at the hospital for them to lance it out. Because she was freaking out and hyperventilating. And during the apocalypse, I'm heading your way. That sounds good, dude. So, you can't go around without having hard baits and stuff like that. So, we're going to go through this. A lot of these hard baits. Oh, these are fun. These I bought at my little gas station down the road, and I'm probably going to go pick up more by, like, Lure Stopper, I think is the brand. And they're these little tiny jig heads, like you guys know I like jig heads. But pre-rig little things, and they catch the panfish and the bass. But I've got some, this is a Guggen Squad one. A little lipless crankbait with a rattle. Daniel, do you remember your first live stream? Do you remember how nervous you were? Now you're so natural. It's amazing. Oh, yeah. And the fact that you guys like my show and tells, I think my live streams are just going to be show and tells because it gives me stuff to talk about. This is a whopper plopper or prop bait. So it's a top water lure. So when you run this across the top of the water, this propeller goes and it catches the fish. Now, this is a Walmart brand, Ozark Trails. Like I said, I'm not afraid to use Ozark Trails. This is like $4 or $5, I think. But I've never actually fished with it, but here's that. This I bought a whole bunch of lures from a guy named Kenny off the Facebook Marketplace. And this was one of the crankbaits one of the lipless crankbaits. So lipless crankbaits are good in cold water. Okay, this time of year. Like that. It does have a rattle in it, but they're great for that, hitting off of structures, things like that. This is a craw color. Craw is really, really good. I think you and Meme should do a live cooking show. Yeah, you're right. We should. But, I don't know if she'll be down for it, doing a live cooking show. Then I've got some jerk baits, top water jerk baits. You jerk it through the water. I'm not exactly sure what brand this one is. This may have came from a marketplace haul before, too. This one may actually be a name brand like Rapala, but it's got a couple rattles in there, as you guys can see. See the little BBs in there? That gives it the rattle. A little jerk bait, stick bait. I can't remember. I got another craw one. Fished with that at Springville State Park and didn't catch anything in the spring. That answers my question, haha. You were asking about cold water. Yeah, craw, spring. Early spring when the water's cold, you can use these lipless crankbaits. I'm not saying that another crankbait won't work, but that's what I've always heard. Anything minnow. These are a little... I don't even remember what brand these are, but I've got a whole set of these little inline spinners right here. And it's got a little jig head on it. I've got some micro stuff. I had a micro fishing pole. I gave it to Ty. So look at this. They're all hooked together. I've got some mini lipless crankbaits for micro fishing in here. I've got this little, I think this is a Rebel. Yeah, it's all hooked together. I believe this main one right here is a Rebel. I'm not gonna, yeah, I'm gonna leave those in there right now. Eventually I have to go through. I've got a bunch of these. I've got a review of these because these are Temu. I got them for free. Come on, get off of there. Do not stab me in the hand. There you go. These are little grasshopper crankbaits, and the action's pretty cool. They got a little wobble to them and everything like that. Hi, First Cast Fishing. How are you? Got these on Temu. Have yet to try them out, but trust me, I'm gonna be trying a lot of lures. Here's some little lipped crankbait. Yeah, they're all stuck together. But the orange one, the little crawl one, is what I was trying to tell you. Might be an Ozark Trails one or a Rebel. I can't remember what brand they are. But that's what is in this top one. All my lipless and micro stuff. And then we move down here to this box. For some reason, I've got a fishing factory thing in here. This might have been my catch-all stuff. Yeah, I think I just used that bag to throw random fishing lures like this in there to hold them. How does the grasshopper float? So it floats just like the top water, and the more you crank it, it dives and kicks and all that kind of stuff. There's a video. It's the Temu. If you look up DG Outdoors channel, Temu fishing lures, it should pop up. It's TUYA is the brand. Tua brand. I've got another. This is a full size jerk bait right here, and that pretty color. We've got a Z-Man chatterbait. I believe this is the one I caught my first chatterbait fish on down at the creek. The Z-Man original chatterbait. Okay. We've got a Rapala flickering shad right here. So that's a name brand lure. Hey Hayden, how you doing? And then we've got, remember that little spoon I showed you at the beginning of the video? I bought a bunch of them. I've got a bunch of these different colored spoons like that. Got another Strike King lure, black, and then black and blue. Right here in a white one. I've got some of these crappie hair jigs, which I have yet to catch a fish on. Crappie hair jigs. Come on now, get off there. Where are you at? You're stuck together. Okay. These little crappie hair jigs. If I don't break them. Okay. Little crappie hair jigs. Dude, I'm from Dover, New Hampshire. Did you know that? Probably not. My real dad's family lives on the East Coast. And so, if I ever make it up that way, I've been to Fenway. Lori's from Massachusetts and Rhode Island, I bet. So I've got some East Coast blood in me. Here's one of those little jerk baits or those little crankbaits, the mini crankbaits I was talking about. It's pretty cool. You're on Cape Cod. That dude, you got some cool fish up there. And then I've got some Ned Rig stuff that I've got. It comes with a little weedless hook right here. Got these little Ned Rig things. And this little crawl came in that kit too. These little tiny crawdads came in here, little rubber crawdads. So that's basically what's in this one right here. We're almost done. We've only got two tackle boxes left. But this is like my go-to. This is all my soft plastics. Now these are Indiana-made baits. Like from making baits. He made me some worms, like Texas rigged worms. You guys know I love my grubs, so I've got some double curly tail grubs. I've got all different colors of those. Some craws, some red, white, and blue ones. So these I got from the Indiana Fishing Expo, and then I went on his website and ordered more. Wait, hold the phone. You're from New Hampshire. Yeah, I was born in Hanover, New Hampshire. So I was a 1 pound 4 ounce preemie. I was 12 inches long. Mom got toxemia, so I'm literally my mom's miracle baby. And growing up, here I'll show you something, Lori. Growing up, my stepdad's side of the family, so how my parents met. My mom and my real dad lived in New Hampshire, and then they got divorced, but my stepdad and my mom both worked at a McDonald's in Kittery, Maine. My stepdad's from South Berwick, Maine, which is 15 minutes from where I was. And if you guys didn't know this, the movie Jumanji, The Shoe Factory, is now senior living apartments in South Berwick, Maine. But here's a picture of me at about 13 years old, rocking a Nomar Garciaparra Boston Red Sox jersey. And there's, yeah, that was a long time ago. My older sister, my cousins, all these guys are now in there. You're there all the time in Kittery? Yeah. So my great-grandmother, who's passed away. No, Ma. Yeah, dude. You know what sucks, though? So now we're going to talk about my whole childhood. I was a Nomar Garciaparra fan. They win the 2004 World Series. But right before that, Nomar Garciaparra got traded to the Dodgers because of his Achilles heel injury, and my heart was broken. Right? And now I don't follow the Red Sox anymore because, you know, it's just the team I grew up with isn't the same team like that. But if I come to the East Coast, you better call. I honestly haven't seen my real dad's side of the family since I was 18. I'm 34 now. Now, I do keep track with them. But back to what I was saying. My stepdad's grandma, she passed away at 104 years old. I don't understand what you're asking me. Anyways, back to what I was saying. She had a house in Booth Bay Harbor, Maine. A matter of fact, I can show you the house. Hey, Carissa, do you know where my photo album is for me growing up? Can you grab it for me? I'm about ready to show you guys some life stuff I didn't even think I'd get into. I'll show you guys baby pictures, senior pictures of me. But she had a house there, and her backyard would drop off to the rocks, and you'd see the crosswalk going across. And we used to throw things to the seagulls. There's a restaurant out there that had really good lobsters and stuff. But again, I haven't been out there in a long time. But she's finding the photo album. And then, but yeah, I've got soft plastics in there. And then I've got some more soft plastics in here. We've got some, are you okay, guys? Check this out. This is a mega bass. Thank you.
That floor is cold.
Thank you.
Whoops, shoot.
Well, stuff fall out. Hold on. I'm going to end the stream showing you guys my life story here. My mom made me this book when I graduated high school. So, but, okay. You could go, and here's just some random stuff thrown in here. Here's another Dugan Squad banger. Show your senior photos while you're at it. I'll show my senior photo. I got one up there as my favorite. I've got a bunch of these paddle tail grubs right here that a bait maker made at the 2025 Indiana Fishing Expo. Just like this. Right here. I've got a bunch of these East Fork. You can buy these at Ollie's. They're almost like a Johnson beetle spin, but they're like these little grubs that have, and I've never caught anything on them, so that's basically my tackle box in a nutshell. Everything that's in there. Did I do very much organizing? No, but I went through there and I saw what I had and what I wanted to organize. You guys are going to see newspaper clippings where I was actually in the local newspaper. You're going to see a lot of stuff. So, this has been my longest live stream ever. So, basically, the fishing tackle box has been sorted through, and I don't really think I need to add stuff, but knowing me, I'm always going to buy stuff. So, yo, what's up? That is all. See, look, I'm learning so much stuff, the things about cloudy days and whatever. There's a lot of stuff. Data Monkey, do you have a YouTube channel? If you do, I'd like to check that out. Oh, I forgot to put this in there. You guys see the size of this thing? No. Okay. This is a Megabass fishing lure, and I can't remember which one it is. But these are super, 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 super expensive. I've threw them once. They're super big, but there's a magnet in here that keeps that hook from getting snagged up in here. And Megabass is like a huge thing in Japan right now. And this is a name brand lure, and I bought it at the Indiana Fishing Expo for like $11, and they're normally running very expensive. I need to put this back in there. So that's probably my most expensive lure that I own. I do have 2 vintage lures coming here. But, yeah, 2 vintage lures. I just can't wait to hit the lakes, man. It went from 60 degrees to 21 degrees today. The wind is whipping about 115,000 miles an hour outside. So, you believe that? 115,000 miles an hour? So, let's just say that I will not be going fishing anytime soon. And I should have done it last week, and I thought about it, but I didn't. So, alright, so my life story in a book. Japanese and fishing driving is expensive. Right, okay, so we're going to start here. We'll start with this picture. That had to be in 1991 or 1992. There's little old me with my real dad and my mom and my older sister right there. I was so handsome. Look at me. Yeah. In first grade, and I don't know why I have this pose, but I was in the local newspaper and I'm standing right here. Really weird. I don't know what I was doing. But the elementary school author Roger Neal came, and it said 1999 and 2000. He wrote a book called Little Blue Hound and Yum Yum Ants, and supposedly I was interviewed by the... Dude, that was the 90s, bro. Come on, man. Yeah, I was interviewed by the author. So... yeah, that was like first or second grade. So let's start out my life here. Ow. Alright, so it's all dusky. But start out my life. There's my name. Y'all don't need to know, even though it's on the internet. June 3rd, 1991, Hanover, New Hampshire. That was me. And there's my baby pictures. Right there. I was in the hospital for about 2 months. There's me and my uncle. I was in the hospital for about 2 months. And, yeah, so... and there's another little baby picture of me and me riding some little thing with my aunt and whatever. So that well, that said 1992. I was 1 year old in that picture. So here is a picture of me and my uncle Josh. So I'd have been 7 years old. He shot a buck and put it in the back of his 1986 Camaro, and I was holding the deer with him. And I posted that in a community post just now. I am a Gemini, yes. Look at my artistic ability in first grade. Yeah, right there. Little field trips. First, some school trips. Right there. Kindergarten graduation. There's my dog. That was a dog I had Kobe. What's his name? I named him after Kobe Bryant. I was probably 9 or 10 in that picture right there. There he is. He passed away quite a few years ago. But he was a half Cocker Spaniel, half English setter. And I'd put him on his leash and take him hunting with me with my BB gun. We'd be walking all the trails. Well, if it was icy, because they had padded paws, he'd stop for a second, take all the ice off, and then start walking again. Or he'd sit with you and then put his snout right here and just sit. And he'd just sit with me. We'd sit on a log and watch the animals and whatever. He'd sit with me. Things like that, so. Yeah, let's get to the... There, okay, so I always had a lead role in any of the school plays I was in. I was a very good actor. Like we did a country Christmas carol, and I played Bob Cratchit there. And then I played Santa Claus in 6th grade. I was probably Rock Christmas in the 50s. And I probably was the skinniest Santa Claus alive back then. Yeah, he was a great dog. I had him since he was a puppy. And then that was my mom and me, by the way, in that picture. And then I played Fritz in the Nutcracker. I don't see me in that. Yeah, I'm right here. Right there. I played Fritz in the Nutcracker. I was very good at acting. And then when I was in choir, I played Abraham Lincoln. I wore a tuxedo at 8th grade graduation. Look at that hair, dude. I needed a haircut so bad. James Bond, shaken not stirred. 6th grade graduation right here with a bunch of friends of mine that I no longer have contact with. 7th grade year. They're wearing a Mercy Me shirt. And we went to St. Louis for 6th grade field trip. Alright. Okay. That was my grandmother's house. And if you look at the picture above that, that is Boothbay Harbor, Maine. And when you walked into her house, it was like a 1960s rerun of I Love Lucy. Had the teardrop style knobs. The oven was way up in the wall, pastel colors. Up until they sold that house, they still had an oil furnace that worked. And I'm pretty sure it was an oil furnace. That is, I guess I was in Captain Fish's boat tour at one point when I was a little kid there. And there's me, my mom, and my little brother on the boat. Boothbay Harbor, Maine. I was in ROTC in high school. So I was in the parade that they had there. Was an ex-girlfriend at the time. But, yeah, that was my great... Look, rocking the home team. I was probably 15 years old in that picture right there. So, my mom's side of the family was dairy farmers and all that kind of stuff. And I always spent time out on the farm, hunting and fishing, doing things like that. There were some trips we took to, like Hershey Park, Pennsylvania, and places like that. This is where I get into the hunting side of my family, the Jones side, my mom's side of the family. So here's another picture of the house and stuff like that. Skip around to to me. Played a lot of sports. My mom made me a deer cake, and I was like half asleep in that picture when I was a little kid. I do. Played baseball. I was in the Arizona Diamondbacks team. Played number 13, and I was always number 13 because the shirt sizes went off your shirt size. So that picture right there on the bottom is when I got my first 22 rifle. I got a Plano case in the top there. In that middle picture right there, I got a trail camera. I really like country music, so there's me. My mom and dad got me a guitar, and there's me holding a magazine with Vince Gill in it. And there's me rocking a New England Patriots jersey with some arrows that my aunt got when I got my very first compound bow, I think. But it's funny living in Indiana because I can root for either the Patriots or the Colts. I don't, that's funny. So, like I said, I always wanted to grow up and be like my uncles. So, there's my Uncle John. He's the taxidermist. My Uncle Josh with that picture of the deer that I showed you guys earlier with me. There's one of my senior pictures right there. And then there's my Uncle Chris and my Uncle George, all of them. When I was in ROTC, we went to the Air Force Museum in Dayton, Ohio. And I got pictures right there. And then we made a quilt for a veteran. And I got to present the quilt right there. And then one of my favorite pictures. Here's my senior photo. Right there's one of my senior photos. And then there is my other senior photo of me. I didn't smile, but me holding my bow. That was taken on the courthouse lawn in Owen County, Indiana. Literally, I had a bow and arrow on the courthouse lawn. Behind the tree line there was the courthouse. Or not the courthouse, but the road and the thing. So, yeah. And then me joining the fire department, I put a bunch of these old firefighter pictures in here. But last but not least, before I end this live stream, I've got one more senior picture to show you guys, and this one is my favorite. Right here. Alright. I didn't really lie, but I do got something from Michigan. Last year for Christmas, or around Christmas when Carissa was there. She got me this fishing lure, or this fishing Christmas ornament, and I just hang it on the wall. Right there. It's got my name on it. It's got look like a salmon. Pretty funny. Salmon. My favorite senior picture is right here. That was the first compound bow my parents ever bought me. It was a Fred Bear BTR. This hat right here has my initials painted on it. And this kind of like, God always has a plan for your life, right? It would not be if I didn't get up to show something. That's just how my brain works. So God always has a plan for your life. And back in would have been 2009, 2010 probably. I went to church with a guy whose dad had dementia and Alzheimer's. And I would stay there during the day so his son could go out and go grocery shopping. Pretty much I was a caregiver. Made him lunch, played checkers, hung out with them, sat outside, all that kind of stuff. And his name was Roy. And I hung out with Roy a lot. But his son had made me that hat and put that initials on there for me. And now, what? That was 2009, 2010, so 15 years later, I work in a nursing home, and I currently work on an Alzheimer's and dementia unit. I did switch units last month. It was time to switch and do something different. So that's magical, the disappearing live streamer, right? Hey, you had to disappear the other day or something to show off some of your fish, sir. That's all right. I'm not planned like Lori. It's all right. We just go off the cuff here. No. In all honesty, God has a plan for your life, right? And I honestly believe that between, me, I don't ice fish. I don't. The ice scares me, and to be honest with you, it's just, I don't have an auger. I don't have whatever. I tried to fish this year, like early, like February, and I was out there for 20 minutes and couldn't stand it. I know they make heaters. I know they make insulated sheds. I know that whatever. I just don't ice fish. Yes, he does have a plan and a purpose. So, back to what I was saying. In high school, I took care of a man who had Alzheimer's and dementia. And then when I was married, my ex-wife had a handicapped daughter who was tube-fed, developmentally delayed, all that kind of stuff. Now, working in the nursing home almost 11 years. The nursing home that I work at has a specialized handicapped pediatrics unit. We're pretty much one of the only one in the state. So when I worked with the handicapped kids, I had previous experience with that in my life from raising a handicapped child for almost 10 years. Same exact goes for learning how to, work with Alzheimer's and dementia patients like that. Because I've had that experience, and everything happens for a reason. And I've been at this job for almost 11 years now. And the jobs I had before that, I either got laid off or I got fired. It was that simple. But God has a plan for your life and everything like that. And I think that's how I'm going to end this live stream. Been on for an hour and a half. This is awesome. I probably learned I don't need any more fishing lures, but I can't say I'm not going to buy any, because when I see a good deal, you have issues. Plus, I am going to throw a giveaway together with a lot of fishing lures, so y'all stay tuned for that. I'll probably do it on a live, and if you guys are interested, we'll figure it out. I'll do a giveaway live and choose someone, and then you guys can hit me up on Facebook Messenger, and we'll get your address and send all the stuff out to you. So y'all remember, like I end every video, to like, comment, subscribe. Remember, Jesus loves you. Yes, I will see you guys Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here in my living room, on the phone, talking fishing with American Defender, as another Friends of DG live stream. And if any of you guys want to be on the Friends of DG live stream, hit me up. So, Happy New Year, everyone. Y'all remember, like, comment, subscribe. Remember, Jesus loves you. Remember to push. Pray until something happens, and I will see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.